Jenn Fredericks, Prosilience coach.
So, what is a prosilience coach?
That's a great question. It is, well, I'm also a personal resilience practitioner, but a prosilience coach, it stands for proactive plus resilience. So once we bring people back to sort of their benchmark resilience, we can start planning on proactive resilience for challenges that we know will come our way, and we can actually prepare for them before they meet us. So,
Can you tell me a little bit about your own mental health journey?
oh, of course. So I started with chronic health issues when I was 15, so 3 decades ago, and had my first kidney transplant at 15. And at that time, I didn't really have any issues with my mental health because I was a teenager. So I was like, fix me. I'm immortal. Let's go. And so I had a pretty positive attitude throughout that whole thing. Fast forward until 2012 when I needed to have my second kidney transplant. And then I had a career, a husband, a 4-year old daughter. And there I really ran into needing some extra support. And so I started looking into ways to holistically help myself lessen anxiety. And so I discovered guided imagery and medical meditations. And all of this coaching stuff sort of started there. But it really didn't come fully into my life until my daughter was diagnosed in 2015 with a low grade brain tumor when she was 7. And I had handled medical things for almost my whole life by that point. But to support someone else who has them, it was a little more difficult. And that's when I really found a lot of anxiety coming to head for me. So there I started looking for more support, be it reaching out to my, at the time, corporate job, the EAP, Employee Assistant Program, going to see a counselor, also using some medication to help lift the fog so I could actually access the tools that the counselor helped me find. And then I actually got into life coaching and certification, and that's what really helped me and helps me to this day.
What does your daughter mean to you?
Oh my gosh, she is the world, right? Um, I actually, my husband and I, we adopted her and brought her home when she was 5 weeks old. And we talk about how the universe, God, creator, needed to find a way to get us together so that we could support each other, and found that way through the journey of adoption. Um, she is just a bright light. She's a sign of courage, and she has a golden heart. And even through all of her treatments over the last 8 years and what continues to come up for her, there are those down days, and she always looks to help others feel better.
Yeah, what is it like, being the protector and also taking care of your own mental health?
Right. Well, like I mentioned, I didn't do quite a good job of that right off the bat. But once we know better, we do better. And I truly believe in embodying that lifestyle and those thoughts and intentions so that we can model and influence from there rather than telling people what to do. Because most of the time, if we tell people what to do, they're going to rebel against it. But if we show up in a way that allows them permission to show up in the same way, if that resonates with them, it most likely will help everyone involved.
Have you seen your clients' confidence level rise as you work with them?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. So I've been a professional and personal development coach for 7 years, and in January really focused on my passion, which is supporting caregivers and patients with their journey. And I use the Prosilience framework because it allows us to all find our own way through it, yet it still gives us some steps to follow when we are feeling overwhelmed or uncertain. And so that when we have that, we can feel more empowered and confident in making the decisions for ourselves. And also giving people space and time to really decipher and decide what's important to them, and bringing them back into themselves to know who they are and how they want to experience life improves confidence as well.
What do you do to help your own mental health?
Oh, I listen to music. I sing. I was just outside for a little walk before I jumped on this with you. I meditate, maybe not as often as I used to, but I do enjoy that. Mostly, I really try to be present in life and decide who I want to be and how I want to be in each moment. And I do have a quick story on that. When my daughter was 8, she was in the hospital, and the nurses at the children's hospital ask, "What's most important for you today? What's your goal for today?" And usually it would be like, "I want all the ice cream," or "I want to go play with the therapy dogs," or whatever. But that day she said, "I want to be where my feet are." And I kind of sat back and was like, wow, she has been listening. What I have been modeling is rubbing off some, and I hope that that was able to give her some confidence too in that moment.
Yeah, what motivates you?
I want to try to alleviate as much suffering for people in this position as I can. And because I've been managing it for so long and I've found some really great tools and insights in how to help me, I want to be able to share that. And I say a lot, like, don't wait for things to be better to live better, because this isn't a dress rehearsal.
What are some of the tools to help caregivers?
Well, so there are 4 building blocks of resilience to help build your benchmark resilience. The first building block is calming yourself or self-regulation. The second one is to being able to choose a strategy to meet the challenge that you're facing in your life with your illness. Then you can use your resilience muscles or characteristics to solve that problem. We're all born with these characteristics, and we have easier access to some than others, and we can actually build the ones that aren't as strong so that we have more support across the board. And then my favorite is the fourth building block, which talks about managing our energy, because human energy fuels resilience. So when we can refuel and replenish and repair our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy, we have enough energy to really engage all of our resilience and meet those challenges in life and with illness as well.
How does it feel for you to be helping others?
It fuels my spiritual energy to no end. I mean, it lights me up.
Where do you want to see your mission or journey in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh my goodness. Well, this is wonderful because, like I said, like 7 months ago, I went out on my own, and I want to help people one on one. I thrive being able to speak to someone else one on one. I also really love facilitating workshops for caregivers and for patients. And I'm going to be on a stage, and I'm going to talk, and I'm going to share my story and the reflection on my story to help others in a larger setting as well.
How can people reach out to you and learn more?
Well, the easiest way is my website, prosiliencecoach.com, PROSILIENCE, coach.com. I'm also on LinkedIn at Jenn Fredericks, JENN Fredericks, and then Instagram at JFredWI.